and security implications. Which is the graver of the two incidents? That of Kwamon or that of this lady?
I think Kwamon.
I thought so. But how come that we are still waiting for the advice of the Attorney General, and it's the same agency that is in charge of these two cases? In one hand, you say, "Oh, you are waiting for the advice of the Attorney General." In the other hand, you are quick to take this lady to court, and you banned her for life. Where is the equity in that? What's your view?
The law is an art. Is that not what they say?
Yes.
And that all fingers are not equal. None of the other Unruly passengers in the past have had it as embarrassing and as quick implementation like what has happened to Miss Comfort. I don't know whether it's Miss Comfort Emerson now or Miss Comfort Bob, because it is Miss Comfort Bob that's on the charge, and Miss Comfort Emerson is the name of the passenger. So if we are not getting it right at which name is appropriate, then maybe the law might not even catch the appropriate person at the end of the day. But you see, they are both grievous. What happened with the lady is that as of today, we don't have a clear-cut situation of what transpired in that aircraft. We have not heard our own side of the story. But if it was because of the switching off of the phone, was it in Uyo when we were about to take off, or landing, or when they were about to land in Lagos? But if it was in Uyo when they were about to take off, then that aircraft shouldn't have departed to Uyo. The aircraft have turned back to the parking bay and have her removed from that flight.
Well, a very quick one. How do you remove a passenger that is causing a problem? Surely undressing a passenger and dragging her on the floor isn't one of the options. How could it have been done?
These are the options. This is the option. I think before the crew. Part Annex 17. I cover Annex 17 and Nigerian Aviation Regulation Part 17. The aircraft safety and security rests solely on the pilot and his crew. And every effort must be made to restrain or hold any unruly passenger pending the arrival of the aviation security officials. If you look at yesterday's scenario, I heard the pilots called for aviation security to proceed towards the aircraft. That they came late, just like it happened. A Kwam 1 issue. It happened again in Kwam 2. The arrival of the airport security wasn't quick enough. Again, it might not even be there. We don't even hear from them. At what time did the pilot call to determine if it was really late? At what time did the pilot call? Again, this lady, if the issue was because of not complying with the regulation, then that call would have been made as they were landing. As the aircraft landed, the pilots that made that call to security. So as they were parking and about opening the door, the security should have been at the door to pick the passenger.
Once everybody else is seated.
While everybody is seated. If it's a passenger that will cause some sin and might be strong, then they might have to restrain and hold the passengers until when all passengers have disembarked before taking the passenger out. You see, one thing is, that's what Uncle J, if you are seated in your seat, you are fastening your seat belt, and a really passenger that is being taken out on the way out hits your head, it is the responsibility of the airline. They will pay for them and whatever compensation you are taking for. If you are on your seat and a really passenger does not wait for a passenger who does not wait for the aircraft to come to standstill before opening the aircraft to remove the bag, and the bag drops from that thing during that process and drops on you, it's the airline's responsibility to take care of you and pay compensation. If there's a only passenger that got up before the aircraft comes to his final stop, on his way to pick his bag or do whatever he wants to do, and he slips and falls on his way down, he kicks your leg, or kicks the aesthetic any passenger, and causes an injury, it's the airline responsibility. So that is why it's not only the one that fight that's unruly. Either that do not comply with the law are also unruly. Now, if going back to the scenario, if this lady, if it was the call that was the reason for the arrest immediately, then they would have called on landing, and the security would have been at the foot of the aircraft waiting before they open the door. And the company and those options are analyzed before. Whether you take the only passenger out before passengers about, or hold the passenger, receive the passenger, or when other passengers are out of car, then you can now take the passenger out. I did not like that scene I saw yesterday with the cabin crew holding the door and the lady behind. Suppose the lady had gone back and used the Agbo style and hit that lady. Both of them would have fallen out of the aircraft and with injuries.
Okay, finally, just before you go, Kwamwon has tendered an apology.
I'm not going.
Okay, you're not going anywhere. Okay. But finally, before I let you go, Kwamwon has tendered an apology. In aviation rules, does that help? Does that mean he will not be prosecuted if his apology is accepted? Even though there is a video that came out and supposedly said it carried a bit of a veiled threat to Shoname, the owner of Value Jet. A veiled, I use the word carefully, a veiled threat. And so what are your feelings on that?
Well, a veiled threat to Shoname, it's something that it's personal to Shoname. Shoname has the right to sue. It's not related directly to aviation. He has to do with Shoname and their relationship. If Shoname feels it was threatened, then he can take it up. He didn't threaten Shoname as a captain of the airline or the manager on duty.
Yes.
He threatens Shoname as a friend or owner who has a relationship with. Now, for his apology for me, and I think which is the norm, it's more like a PR stunt to show the nation and its clients, sponsors, that it feels really bad of what happened. But the process should not stop.
Okay.
If the president has to continue. If at the end of the day it's found guilty, then the president can use his power, just like Trump and the Sleepy Joe did towards the end of the thing, that they were just giving pardon to everybody that comes to any paper that was brought to the table. They were just giving pardon. So the president also give pardon towards the election. I said, okay, he has pardoned. But I don't think the process should stop with that apology, because what he did was the first, and you are going to encourage other copycats. So we must start to make lessons of unruly passengers and ensure we comply. You know, something close to happen yesterday in Kano.
Again.
Yes, but this was between passengers inside the aircraft, and when it became unruly, they had to disembark those two passengers. Wow! They had to call in the airport security in Kano to take the passengers out of the aircraft, and that was done. So I think maybe by this morning, it depends. You see, it's not all that goes to persecution. It's not all that leads to embarrassment, like the one that happened. That happened with Kwam too. The one yesterday. Now those passengers when came out, even by then the social security, they knew they had misbehaved and began to plead and every other thing. And you see, once the airline, the airport authority, it's within their power to know whether to proceed with prosecution or to just let it go. And I think that's what happened. Those passengers, I think this morning they will have to buy another ticket and fly back. And I'm sure what they've seen that happened to Kwam too, they will know that they were lucky to get that slap on the wrist. But for this lady, there's this problem of always introducing ethnicity to everything that happens. Yes. Irrespective of what the crew had done to her, her behavior was not good enough. It was horrible anger and temper. Now, look at the charge now. The charge is not only fighting with the flight crew, it involves fighting, assaulting the crew, assaulting the ground staff, destroying properties of the vehicle, that was the property inside the vehicle, also attempting to use safety equipment on board to injure passengers. So she went overboard. Whatever would have angered her, I didn't expect her to get that level. And in the anger, I was surprised when she was only asking, "Where's my phone? Where's my head?"
Okay, Olumide, we have to go. Unfortunately, I can't ask you about the video. I'm sure you have seen, but I will ask you that in private.